Hi, this is an update for my tornado shot build. As you can hear, I am not a native English speaker, so please be kind. This is just an update, so if you want to see the whole build guide, you can watch a video that I made last week on the card on the right on YouTube. This is an update for Path of Exile 3.20, Forbidden Sanctum, and the good news is that almost no changes were made. So if you only saw the previous build guide, it still works. In this update I will only tell you about optimalizations that I made. So the first change is that there were some changes in curses. We use curses, our primary curse is Sniper's Mark, there were no changes in marks. Then also if we are a little bit further, we use a +1 curse, either chest or +1 curse amulet or anoint for +1 curse on an amulet, and we use elemental weakness. The change is that there will be no with increased effect. As you can see, the second line from the bottom, curse enemies with elemental weakness on hit with 20% increased effect. So the new line will only be curse enemies with elemental weakness on hit, no increased effect. Also, this line can appear on gloves as an implicit. There will also be no increased effect. Then this build is pretty much reliant on Azena's Mark, on the unique helmet, and the last league Azena's Mark was very expensive. It was partly for the loot bug, but also because there were no Note in the Wind Divination cards, because they were disabled last league. This league they are re-enabled, and you can find them in Desert Map, Desert Spring Map, Dry Sea or Dunes Map. This is a set of 4 divination cards, and if you turn them in, you get an Azena's Mark. Usually not many people know about this card, so usually a set of these cards is much cheaper than the Azena's Mark unique itself. Then I will tell you about my optimization for leveling, because this league we are going to play in a 4-man group, and our goal is to finish the whole story in 4 hours or under 4 hours. For this I made some changes. I will repeat that if you use the last leveling skill tree, it still works. This skill tree is optimized for fast running and damage while you run. Also, I will not be providing any path of building links. This is the point of the video, that I explain everything, and if you want to see the whole build guide, I already pointed to the link. So you are a ranger, you are a Deadeye, and you pick help Alira as a bandit. The first change is that you don't path through attack speed, but you start through projectile damage. In the late game you will respect some of these changes, so hold on. Then you path here. Then the second step is you go down, you take movement speed, movement speed, movement speed. This is 12% movement speed, which is usually on par with your movement speed boost. So it's as if you have taken 2 boots. Then you take these travel life nodes, and you take this ballista ring. I will talk about the skill gems in a bit. So you take totem placement speed, totem placement speed, totem placement speed, +1 ballista, and a chance for ballista to summon 2 totems. Then you take mana leech, because this build has a pretty problem with mana, so you need some leech. I will stress that totems don't leech mana for you, so you also need to have an active attack. I will talk about that also. Then you take life, and this +50 life mastery, because at this point of time you usually finish your first labyrinth. In the first labyrinth you take Gathering Winds. In the second labyrinth you take Ricochet, and in the third labyrinth you take Endless Munitions, and the fourth labyrinth that's Focal Point. So now you have finished your first labyrinth. It's usually at the start of Act 4. Then the next step is even more movement speed. This is optimized for my speed run through the story. If you don't want to be very fast, you want to be want to be more tanky, or you want more damage, you can skip movement speed. You can take damage. You can skip this movement speed and go further. So the next point is point blank. Then it's elemental damage. This is a lot of elemental damage, and also you take this plus 15% elemental resistances. And the next step is here. This is even more elemental damage. This you take usually around killing the first Kitava. So this is plus 15, plus 20, 23. So it also almost mitigates the Kitava detriment. Then you take the bottom of the bow wheel. You take projectile speed also applies to damage. The next step is the top part of the wheel. Then you take this. This is a wheel for accuracy and attack speed. This is not very good, but it will solve your accuracy until the end of times. So attack speed is good even in the story, and you will never have to look at your accuracy. You will be accuracy capped. Then you take crit chance, crit multi, then crit chance, crit multi, and crit multi against unique enemies. Then the last part is Then the last part is the bottom part. So if you are dying a lot, you take life with 10% life, and also the mark specialization with mark mastery to frenzy charge on hit. You also take cold and fist converted to cold damage. That's all for the story. Now you are level 65. Then there is a big change. You lose the ballistas. You change from the projectile damage to attack speed. You lose movement speed here. You lose movement speed here. You change to crit multi, and you take the top part. This is damage, life leech, mana leech, life, and here. The next part. This is already surely in maps. So this is now level 80. You take some jewel slots, jewel sockets. This is a large cluster jewel. This is not perfect. It's for sure 8 passive. It's either bow damage or attack damage, and you have to have Feel the Fury and Fuel the Fight there. Once you have these, you can respec this. Also, once you changed from the ballistas, you lose this mana leech and take the mana and life leech on the top. And the very late game, around level 90, is this. So you take even more life. Here's some specialization for marks, and the clusters are complete. So it's definitely an 8 passive bow cluster, definitely Fuel the Fight, Feed the Fury, and then the best third notable is martial prowess, and you also take 2 medium clusters with 4 or 5 passive skills, and there is eye to eye and repeater and free jewel slot. So that's about it. Now I will tell you about the skills. So you start with Burning Arrow and Pierce, and I then take from Talcraith Caustic Arrow. So I will show you the skills as if I have taken them at the beginning. So I take Caustic Arrow and I have Pierce from the beginning. So this is my starting tooling. Yeah. Then I complete Mud Flats and Hellrake. after Hellrake, I take Mirage Archer support. If I don't have a 3-link, I use Caustic Arrow with Mirage Archer. If I have a 3-link, I use this 3-link. Also, you get from Talkyrie Dash and Shrapnel Ballista, so you use them also.
Stay sharp.
Then you kill Brutus, and you will be offered something else. Talkyrie will offer Blink Arrow, so you will use both Dash and Blink Arrow. You will change which you use, and the cooldown recovery should be okay. From Nessa, you will take. You will be offered edit cold damage, so you take edit cold damage, and you also buy Galvanic Arrow and Ballista Totems. If you prefer Galvanic Arrow, you can take Galvanic Arrow just after killing Hillock. Talkyrie also offers Galvanic Arrow, so you don't have to level with Caustic Arrow. You can already have taken Galvanic Arrow. So then, if you have enough 3-links, it should look like this. It should look like this. So Caustic Arrow, Mirage Archer, Edit Code. This is not perfect, but it will do. You will use that only for 3 zones. Then the other is Galvanic Arrow, Pierce, and Ballista Totem. Don't forget to click the skill and take always attack without moving, both on the Ballista and on your primary attack. Then, after you enter Marvel's Caverns, you will return to the city and take. You will be offered Rain of Arrows, and you will buy Lightning Arrow. Then the change will be, your primary skill is now Rain of Arrows, and your totem skill is now Lightning Arrow. And these support gems are correct, so you don't have to change those. Again, don't forget to click always attack without moving. You will be using this until Act 3, and if you find a 4-link, there are a few choices that you can take. In Act 2, you will be offered Wet, elemental damage with an attack skill. This is very easy. You can support both skills with elemental damage with attack skills. The very end game support gem is Trinity, but it doesn't work with totems, and it's much easier to don't have to balance the elements during the campaign. You just take Wet, and that's all. So you use these 3-links or 4-links until Act 3, where you are offered after killing Gravitius. You will be offered Storm Rain from Marmoa. So you will not take Tornado Shot, but you will take Storm Rain. I will do as if I was offered Storm Rain. Where is it? Storm Rain. So the change. This is my new active skill gem. So the totem is still the same, but I will change from Rain of Arrows to Storm Rain. Storm Rain is very much dependent on the number of arrows you shoot. So I will return to Act 1 and buy lesser multiple projectiles for +2 arrows. So instead of shooting 1, I will be shooting LMP. I will be shooting 3 arrows. And I can replace, for example, the edit code damage. If you don't have a 4-link, you will use, for example, this. Or if you have green red, you can use this. So it's pretty versatile. Let's assume that at Act 4 you have 2 4-links. Then the last change is in Act 4, after you kill Malachi, Diala will offer you a new skill gem. Diala is here on the left. This is Diala, and she will offer you some support gems. One of them is greater multiple projectiles, so not +2 arrows, but +4 arrows. Boom. So instead of using LMP, lesser multiple projectiles, you will be using greater multiple projectiles. If you have other socket colors, also concentrated effect is usable. So you don't have to use either the element damage with attacks or Mirage Archer. So for example, I will use Mirage Archer, and you can use concentrated effect. Boom. Now this is a forling. So how does it work? The totems are similar as these ensnaring arrow totems. So you just run and put totems on the ground. This is very good because, as you have seen my specialization, I take a lot of movement speed. Boom. Movement speed, movement speed, movement speed, movement speed. So I run, the monsters can't hit me, and I place totems on the ground, and the monsters die behind me. So it's good for leveling and good for movement speed. The other thing is Storm Rain. This is a little bit different from my usual Rain of Arrows leveling. So I will show you. I will exchange all of these, make a new forling. So, boom, this is the forling, Storm Rain, GMP, Wet, and Concentrated Effect. Boom. And what does it do? When I shoot once, this is like, what was it, like 5, 6, maybe 6 arrows. I don't know why, 6, 5, 7, yeah, because I have, somewhere I have +1 arrow. Yeah, because this is not the early game character that this already has the +2 projectiles. Okay, so you will shoot, and the arrows first deal damage once they hit the ground, and then, as you can see, the arrows in the ground are sparking with lightning damage. So they all spark 4 times, and each spark deals damage. And the good thing is that you don't have to stop at one shot. You can shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot. And as you can see, there are more and more and more arrows. I think the maximum number is 100. Either 100 or 200. 100 is the maximum. So if you have large enough attack speed, you can have up to 100 arrows on the ground, which literally means 100 times the damage of 1 arrow. And this is why you have GMP, because you shoot many more arrows despite each of the arrow being less damage. The sheer amount of arrows deals massive damage. So usually this is like Act 5. I run. Some monsters are behind me, so I place 1 or 2 totems. If there is a rare monster, I may stop for a while and place 3 or 4 totems, and I run even more. Then when there is a magic pack or something, I can stop, so I will place some totems, I will shoot a few arrows, and I run even more. When there is a boss, like a zone boss, I place my 4 lightning arrow totems, and I start shooting all my Storm Rain arrows. And this is my setup for killing bosses during the act. I feel like this is much faster than the previous setup. If you like it, I hope you like it, because I prefer it so. And if you don't like it, there's no problem. The build guide that I posted, the long 3/4 hour build guide that I already referred to, still works. But I will be using this build guide because it's much faster. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments, and also please watch the long explanation video first. If you like this video, please give it a like, and tell all your English speaking friends that this build guide exists. I will add that this is a glass cannon. This build has almost no defenses, so you will have to play accordingly. You have to have big damage, so there are no enemies to kill you, and if there are some bosses, you just have to dodge or you have to jump away. So I use flame dash, and I would say pretty good at timing these dodges. Okay, so please give this video a like, and let's see us in the next league. So bye.